What up, world? Happy Tuesday. Coming at you hot on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Look, it's no secret that my life has had its share of ups and downs. It definitely has. Not proud of the downs at all, but of course that's life. Things happen. It's our job to adjust when they do. One of those things that I had to adjust from was a situation that involved a friend, Jonathan J.T. Jackson, where he was charged in a case. And J.T. Jackson has recently been found not guilty, and those charges have been dropped against him. And I can finally speak on what I once couldn't. I couldn't do it because of the legal process. You know, they kind of put a fork in the road between he and I, and that relationship was lost. But I'm glad that now not only can I finally speak on it, but I can say I'm happy that that chapter in my life is over. I'm happy that we're able to put a period on that sentence, and I'm excited to get back to life as we once knew it. I want to get back to life as I once knew it and put that behind me and move on. This message is about moving on. It's over. It's over, and I'm happy that it's over. Live, love, and laugh. It's that simple. Out.
What's up, everyone? So we're going to talk about Kevin Hart, and we know about the sex tape scandal that happened in 2017 where he was caught on tape, and it caused a lot of issues with his relationship. His pregnant wife at the time, Anika Hart, was, pretty devastated, and it's just a lot of things that transpired after that situation was revealed, especially where it involved his friend Jonathan J.T. Jackson, who they were friends for about 15 years. But his friend, he was charged with extortion in this situation, okay? He was arrested and charged with extortion, identity theft, and attempted selling stolen property and unauthorized use of personal ID in 2018 after he was accused of leaking Kevin Hart's sex tape. So at the time, we all know that Anika was pregnant, and there were a lot of questions around this situation with regards to, like, what in the world is going on? His friend, why would he do something like that? Now, we know people go through ups and downs in relationships, especially friendships, and stuff happens. So people sometimes do people dirty that they thought they could count on and they thought they could trust. So that's neither here nor there. We know that stuff like that happens, right? But the questions were coming about because it was just a lot of unanswered questions with regard to the chick that he was involved with. She came out, she filed a lawsuit against Kevin Hart, and and it was just a lot of crazy mess around that situation. Well, recently he has, meaning Kevin Hart, he's come out and he's basically said, he wants to move on from this situation. And he's saying this after the charges were dismissed. So he did a video on his Instagram, and he was saying that he's not proud of some of the things that's happened in his life. We all have our ups and downs. And he said that, you all know that with this situation, he was found not guilty, but that actually is not the truth. There wasn't a trial where he was either convicted or not convicted and found not guilty. There wasn't a trial because the charges were dismissed. And that is a huge difference between someone being found not guilty versus the charges being dismissed or even being dropped. So they weren't dropped, and he wasn't found not guilty. The charges were dismissed. And that actually happened last month. So he's claiming at this time that he couldn't really talk about the situation because it was in litigation, and so there wasn't really a whole lot that he couldn't say and couldn't talk about at the time. But now that it's come to an end, he's kind of blaming his friend, and he's blaming the legal situation for the friendship being at an end. He said, they kind of put a fork in the road between he and I, and that relationship was lost. But I'm glad that now not only I can finally speak on it, but I can say I'm happy that that chapter of my life is over. I'm happy that we are able to put a period on that sentence, and I'm excited to get back to life as we once knew it. Well, listen, I am questioning what really is going on, and I really want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section. Because he did an interview last year with Comedy Hype, and he said that he was he was really surprised by the situation. And he says, and I quote, "If you thought that I did something to you and these accusations that they're accusing me, your boy, for 15 years, you don't want to sit down and talk to me, brother?" He said he never ever sat down and called me on the phone to say, "Yo, we need to talk." And I just found that odd. You know, that's 15 years. Come sit down with me and talk. And so I'm questioning, and I want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section. Because it is clear that that situation was not a good look for Kevin Hart. One, he was married, of course. And two, he had a pregnant wife at the time. Kevin Hart is the chosen man of the hour, where it involves, I'm just putting it out there, I believe, the black go-to funny guy. So he's getting the most recognition. He's getting all of the work. He's getting all of the parts. Like, that's what he has had going on for him in the last several years, and still currently at this moment. So he couldn't afford to have a huge scandal like this really come and destroy his livelihood, destroy his life, his lifestyle, his marriage, his family. So to salvage everything, what could be better and easier than to throw somebody who you see as collateral damage under the bus, and that being your friend of 15 years, over 15 years, right? Because he's not bringing anything to the table. You have more to lose than this friendship. Like, friends are not really what you're really thinking about when it comes down to your finances and your family. Who's going to come first? Your finances, your family, or your friend? Who's going to get the chopping? Who's going to get, on the chopping block? Who's going to get the short end of the stick? In most instances, it's going to be your friend over your family and your finances. And so it's really strange to me that after all of that was said and done, the charges were dismissed. It wasn't that he went through a trial and he was found guilty, or he even just copped a plea and got off on a lesser charge, or something along those lines. He had the charges dismissed. So I'm feeling like Kevin Hart threw his friend under the bus and tried to say that his friend extorted him and some other things. And so they had to investigate it to see if those things were true. And then they pretty much found, even though they did arrest him eventually after some sort of investigation, but even after all of that was said and done, the charges were dismissed. Listen, people get arrested all the time. But just because someone has gotten arrested doesn't mean that they're guilty of anything. There are more people that wind up getting arrested for something that they don't get charges and they don't, move forward. So there's a lot of people that may have gotten arrested, but they never had a charge, and they definitely were never convicted of anything. They just have that arrest record and that's it. So just because someone has an arrest record doesn't mean that they actually did anything wrong. So I believe that Kevin Hart, just my opinion, being beautifully honest, I feel that Kevin Hart threw his friend under the bus over his family and his finances. So it's just like, look, you're collateral damage. I got to do what I got to do to protect my image. I have a pregnant wife. I've got all these opportunities that I'm currently dealing with, and more things on the table and upcoming for me. So I got to look forward to my future, forget the friend, and just F it. But I really want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section. So you let me know your thoughts. And I really appreciate you liking, commenting, and subscribing. Until the next time, I'm just being beautifully honest. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And until the next time, I'm just being beautifully honest.